Hello yogis, my name is Daniel Cumming, aka the Yogi Bunny. This short little flow is actually inspired by my mum. Hey mum. I just wanted to make her, and for anyone else who has sensitive knees, just a flow that you're able to do. Most of it's going to be lying down, some sitting. And so it's perfect if you've got sensitive knees, you've had a bit of a knee injury. So just take it slow, and I will give you some variations along the way. So I recommend getting maybe a little block, foam block. You can use a pillow, another yoga mat rolled up. Otherwise you can just use a piece of clothing, a rag, towel rolled up, just something to prop underneath the hips if you need to go a little bit higher with the hips. So we're gonna start off on our back. So we'll bring our feet up to our hips. Just want you to lay flat, roll the shoulders back, down and around, and just place the palms. Now I'm going to talk you through it so you don't have to follow along with the video too much for the first part of the flow until we're sitting up. Now, just make sure that your heels are close enough that you can touch them with your hands. And we're just going to take the right hand to the belly, left hand to the chest. Now I just want you to start off by focusing on bringing the breath more to the belly than the chest. So when you inhale, I want you to let that belly lift and expand like a balloon. And then as you exhale, you're just lightly drawing the belly button down towards the ground to meet with the spine. So I just want you to focus throughout the practice on just trying to keep most of the breath moving in and out the belly rather than the chest raising up and down. So we're just going to settle in, engaging with that yogic breath. I like to think of it kind of like a H sound, almost as if you're fogging up a window. It goes in and out the nostrils. Just letting that breath deepen and just dropping into your body. Now keeping that right knee bent and right foot flat on the floor, we're going to lengthen out our left leg. Lightly bring that right knee up towards your chest and just a little bit towards the armpit. Now you don't have to bring it anywhere near the armpit, just simply in that direction. So again, if you've got sensitive knees, just go gentle. And then I want you to lengthen out that left foot as much as possible, trying to find a balance between pointing the toes and flexing the foot. So it's those toes and the sole of the foot actively engaged. And just make little mini circles with that right knee. Just whatever feels good. Just rotating one way and then the other way. You don't have to pull the knee in with your hands, just lightly touching it with the fingertips, just guiding it. Then we're going to switch around, so pressing away with that right foot, engaging that right foot with the toes pointing, flexing the foot, finding that middle ground between the two. So bringing that left knee in towards that left armpit. Not forgetting to breathe deeply into the belly. And then just making a few little rotations with that left knee. Good. And then we're going to lengthen out both legs. So still activating, pressing through the balls of the feet. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Then as we exhale, we're going to draw the hands, palms together, down the middle of the body. So we're going to do this a few times. So we're going to take our arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift up nice and wide. And then exhale. Bring it down. So try to relax the shoulders a little bit, leading through the fingertips. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, spreading the arms, sweeping them up above, and then exhale down the middle. Let's do this 2 more times. So inhale. Still opening through the belly. Exhale, closing, contracting. 1 more time. Breathe, breath in, and then exhale. Bring it all down. So we'll bring both knees towards the chest this time. Now I want you to keep the hips on the ground. So if your hips are lifting off, you need to bring your knees down, further down away from your chest. And just taking the tops of both the knees and just making little mini rotations, not putting too much pressure on it at all. Just massaging that lower back, making little mini circles. I'm really trying to engage the pelvis by adding a little bit of contraction just underneath the belly button there. Good, and then we're going to come up to a seated position. So you can either tuck one ankle over the other and rock and roll back and forward, eventually coming up into a seated position. Otherwise, if that's not okay for you, you can just gently roll over to one side and then just walk the hands around into a seated cross-legged position. So here we can take the block or just a little cushion in behind if it feels better for you. Now a couple of options, you can cross the legs if that feels alright for you. Otherwise, you can just have the feet out and maybe pressing lightly together. Different hips, you might have hip injuries, there might be a little bit of tightness there. Just whatever feels good for you, it doesn't really matter which one. So I'm going to go with a cross-legged position here. So we're going to inhale, opening up the arms to the side, lifting up, and then exhale down through the middle, similar to what we were doing on the back. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift up, draw up, and then exhale it down. We're going to expand and contract now. So as we inhale, we're going to open up into cactus arms, lift the chest, and then exhale, draw the palms together and pressing down, folding in. Do that a few times. So inhale, lift, open up through the chest. And then exhale, tuck the chin, palms together and leading with the fingertips. Inhale, expand the chest, expand the belly like a balloon as you inhale. And then exhale, bring it all down. Good. Take the arms out to the side one more time. Now, reaching both hands up towards the sky. We're going to take a bit of a side bend now. So we'll take our left hand down. I want you to create as big an arc as you can with that right hand. So I want you to reach up nice and high. And then not bending too much, just reaching up and over. Rotate that palm so you can see it. And then gently look underneath that right armpit. We need to focus on drawing that right hip down at the same time. Breathing back into that belly. Good. Next inhale, lifting both hands to the sky. And then as we exhale, we'll take our right hand down, left hand up over the top. So relax the shoulder a little bit, rotate that palm, and then look gently underneath that armpit. We're still drawing that left hip down, not leaning too far into it, compressing or anything, just creating as big an arc as you can. Good. Next inhale, we'll lift up both hands and then exhale it down. Good. I'm going to take both feet out in front. Now we don't have to have the leg completely straight. You can have a bit of a bend in the knees, especially if you've got sensitive knees. It might hurt to straighten them a bit, or you might not be able to, or might have hamstrings. So that's not important. I just want you to make sure that you lift your hips up and back. So you're sitting back, either on the ground or your cushion, on your block. We're just going to flow a little bit here. So I want you to inhale, lift both hands up, and then exhale down. Sweeping both hands down, both sides. Inhale, lift, and then exhale. And down. Good. And we're just going to reverse that motion now. So I want you to sweep and scoop with the hands, lifting up and forward. And then down and back. One more time. Nice. Bring it all in. And then we're going to bend that right knee. Take the right foot down. And just shuffle the hips if you need to. We're going to take a little bit of a side twist here. So we'll lift up left hand and then exhale round that right knee. Make sure you're lengthening through the crown of the head. Not focusing on too much or twisting too much. Just warming up that spine. Good. Slowly exhaling, coming out. We're just going to take a little hip activation movement here. So we're just going to take our right hand to the knee, left hand to the foot. And just taking a few little rotations here. Nothing too big. So if that is a little too easy for you, if you've got very open hips, you can bring it a little bit closer, but this might be enough for you. Just making sure you reverse that rotation. Nice, and then straighten out that right leg. Bring the left foot in, flat on the ground. So making sure you lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale that right arm up, and then exhale, bring it around. Lengthening that crown of the head, tucking the chin just gently. And always trying to soften through that belly on the inhale. Maybe watching the dragonflies buzzing around. Good. Slowly releasing. And then we're going to take the foot, take the knee, and just making a few little rotations, loosening off the hip, nothing too much. Good. And then just straighten out that left leg and just giving the legs a little bit of wiggle, nothing too much, especially if you've got sensitive knees. And then we're going to lower down, but back to our back. Back to our back. So we'll take out the cushion or whatever you've got underneath your hips if you've got something. And you can come straight back down onto the floor. If you want a little bit of a core activation before we come down, we can take our hands by our side. Lift up the feet. Try to draw the knees towards each other. Don't have to touch. Lifting up. Breathing. For 3, 2, 1, and lower the feet, rolling down, lifting the chest, vertebrae by vertebrae, lowering back down to the mat. Good, lengthening out the feet, so activating the feet again, kind of like you're pressing into something, really focusing on that pedal pushing, so it's that mix of the point and the flex, the floint, and then relax the shoulders a little bit. Inhale, lift palms up overhead. Exhale down, heart center. Do this 2 more times. Slowing everything down. Good, we'll take one last little lift of the knees, and you can take a couple of variations here. You can take the hands to the tops of the knees and maybe make little circles, maybe opposite ways, the knees, not bringing the knees too close to the chest, making sure that the hips and tailbones on the ground. Using that breath to support you through. If you do want something a little bit more, you can maybe take Happy Baby. You can take your peace fingers around your big toes, maybe pressing the feet together. You can lift up, lengthen one leg at a time, shift left, right. Again, you can just stay in this little soft knee massage, hip massage if you want. And then eventually just completely lengthening out the feet. Take one big stretch. And then release into Shavasana. So palms by your side. Make yourself comfortable. Feet displayed out how they want to be. Palms facing up. And just beginning to soften back into the belly. So we're going to get the last little bits of tension out of the body. Just want you to empty out the lungs, taking a big breath out, nice and slow. And then the next inhale, we're going to tense everything up, head to toe. So inhale through the nose, squeeze the palms, squeeze the feet, everything head to toe. And then exhale out through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale, tense, holding on a little bit longer, squeeze as much as you can. And then exhale, let go. Last time, focusing on the face. So clenching the jaw, frowning the face, big breath in. And completely release. And just soften and sink into the mat, into the earth. Feeling every muscle relax, head to toe. Breath becoming deeper, more natural. And that water of the mind just becoming still. Still moving and flowing. But so calm. You can just ride along. There's nothing left to do. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want. And whenever you're ready, you can reach your hands up overhead, rolling onto one side, slowly making your way up into a seated position and continuing with your day. So I advise staying here for at least a few minutes. And making your way back into your day whenever you're ready. Namaste.